Hello, lovely people. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to AfriScope TV. If this is your first time here, make sure you like this video. You can share this video to anyone, anywhere. This video is not only limited to you or not limited to me. So basically, this video is just an insight that I want to share right now concerning you know one of the topics that have been on my mind, and I believe that we need to keep each other informed when it comes to um, topics like this particular one. So, um, while just hanging around for a bit and observing things here in Ghana, I just realized that um, solving our developmental challenges as a race or people of as black people in general, I do believe that it requires not only um, financial input or physical involvement, but it also involved critically psychological investment. And what I mean critically psychological investment is this. That's why I'm here. I wanted to share a bit about the psychological investment needed to achieve the development or to bridge the developmental gap we have here in Africa and across the globe in Black communities everywhere across the world. Now, when I say Black communities, and it's a trend. I've seen a common trend everywhere. Um, how many countries in the world where Black people are predominantly the largest tend to be well developed and well established? It's not common. It's not common to see as compared to other races. I do believe that the level of development that we as Black people have is very, very low as compared to other races. And this comparison is not to say that we cannot make it, but rather to say that we can make it. And this is the reason. So, the development we want or we seek as African people worldwide, we want to be able to control our own resources. We want to be able to have the best infrastructure, the best education, the best type of healthcare ever, um, and many more. Why? We want to leave an indelible mark on the face of the planet that we indeed are the first of all, the originators of civilization. But what is keeping us from achieving this aim? What is keeping us as Black people from achieving this aim? Now, analyzing carefully, I thought that, oh, I made a lot of topic, like I spoke on a lot of things concerning development and Black people in the past. But judging carefully, I tend to focus much more on physical involvement and financial input. But why is it that no matter how much we get involved and how much we try, we still end up not achieving anything? We still end up singing the same old song over and over again. This is the reason. I just realized that as people as we are, development is not only physical. It's psychological. It's not only social, it's psychosocial. And what do I mean by psychosocial? So the mind, as we know, is the powerful organ of the body. Without the mind, there is no reason. As people, how well do we reason about development? And how well do we utilize our mindset itself to develop the personal self in order to prepare the personal being or the being itself to prepare the being for development? What I mean the being is this. What I mean by the being, once again, is this. You know, when you, as a person, you want to achieve a goal, what do you do? Do you just wake up around anytime and just start over and they say, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and then you start doing? No. It takes, first of all, planning, using your brain, planning and gathering resources, and you're actually implementing it using step by step measures, right? We need, as people, to know how to do all of that. And I believe we already know. But when it comes to achieving that, I think there is something holding us back. That is the mindset, our mindset as people. Let me hit on this again. You know, carefully looking into our community, a lot of us want development, but carefully, our mind is not prepared for any development. Our mind is not prepared for that. We are still stuck, you know, in that survival mode. What I mean by the survival mode is that, you know, we are still there expecting to take, expecting to be selfish, expecting to be only beneficiaries but not investors. That's what survivor mode does. When it comes to surviving, you just want to live and you would care less about your community. You care less about everybody else around you. All you wonder about is you alone getting whatever you want, and that is it. And it's pretty much sad. It's very, very sad to realize that at this day and age, we are still suffering from that mental illness as Black people or as African people. We have encountered a lot in our past, and yet still we haven't resolved these mental illnesses, the mental illness of surviving. All we want to do is to survive. We don't really want to live. Comparing a typical Black person living here in Africa with somebody else from another race living somewhere in a developing world, you definitely realize that when you give us the same resources, the things that we'll invest into will be totally different. I know people in the West, when they are well-to-do people, even from their middle income country, I mean, from people in the middle income bracket, some of them, whilst I mean, they earn money, they want to go on for holidays, they go to places, they travel, they see new places, they enjoy themselves. I mean, they go to beautiful places, right? But when it comes to Africa or a typical African living in any community elsewhere, we don't really travel. Why? We don't travel. Whatever we have, we believe that we need to put it into a bank account. And that's the development that we think. That's what we call development. That's not development. What makes you think that hoarding money in a bank account is development? That is a survival mode. You believe that one day you are not going to have that money again, so you want to save it. So indeed, we are not really living as Black people. And that mindset cannot achieve the development. That mindset cannot invest in infrastructure, in education, in health, cannot invest in anybody around you because you believe you need to survive first. And that survival mode has kept us hostage to the point that we are still struggling to reach our our main aim of to achieve development. Yes, it's a very sad it's a very sad realization. And I believe that as people, we need to realize this that development first starts with the being. If you are not mentally prepared for it, you cannot develop. Now, there is a typical problem here as well when it comes to our mindset as people here, especially here in the continent of Africa. Still men control the economy. So men are supposed to dictate. They are supposed to dictate how things are supposed to be. But a lot of the men, are they really dictating how things are supposed to be? No, they are not. They are also stuck in the survival mode. When they have it, they want to spend it on unnecessary things, on their pleasures, or deposit it into a foreign bank account. They wanted to see their children through, but not the entire aim of achieving sustainable development as a group of people, or to do that for your community, to leave an indelible mark of development. You don't want, it's like you have escaped that has totally escaped your mind. All you want to do is see yourself, your immediate self, and you can't see any other being successful. It's very sad, a very, very sad realization that indeed, to be able to achieve development, we have to heal mentally from our survival thinking. The think we are always thinking about ourselves too much. And that's the reason as African people we are not developing. As people of color, the reason we think too much about ourselves, that's why we cannot mobilize each other to achieve development. Yes. So indeed, the psychology is indeed involved, or our psychic ability to reason, to live life fully without any obstacle or without any um, restrictions, is very instrumental in development. But we often ignore this. We often ignore the fact that we need to take care of ourselves mentally. Our mental well being is important for us to achieve development. Once again, we cannot achieve development without first working on our mental well being. A lot of us, we think that we divert all our attention towards the wrong thing. But psychology, mentality, our mindset needs to be worked on for us to achieve development. I'll explain once again before I end this video. What I mean by psychology, our mindset and our behavior, our ability to think and reason. What I mean by this really is this: when you, as a person, you are not able to take good care of yourself, there is no way you can take care of any other person. And this is the main problem we are having. A lot of us as African people don't know how to even take care of our health, take care of our psyche. We are so much invested in physical things, but it seems we have lost the main aim of life, that is to use the mindset to resolve our problems. We do not invest much, we do not invest much on using our psyche to reason and make reasonable decisions. All we want to do is to make uh, emotional decisions that seem to focus on physical things. Then we forget about ourselves. We need to heal as a group. What I mean to heal, this is it. What I mean again, to heal fully is that we as a group need to step out of our survival thinking. We need to learn how to love each other. Because when we learn to love each other and show the right type of love, not the love about taking things from people, not the love about being selfish, not the love about being ignorant about each other, not a love about being greedy and possessive. Those type of love is it's a sickness of the brain that we are suffering from. It cannot achieve development. As people, the way we treat each other is a reflection of what is in our brains. The way we love each other as Black people everywhere in the world shows how our mind is working. And of course, we do not treat each other well. Globally, we are the group of people who don't like to treat each other well. We rather treat other people well than ourselves. And that's the reason why we can't achieve development, because development is collective. And if you can't treat yourself well and you can't treat the next person around you well, then there is no way you can unite to achieve a unified purpose of development. And this is the reason you and I are stuck talking about development each and every time, but there's nothing developing in our lives. First of all, we need to learn how to love. What are the things that we need to get rid of? This is the main question we have to ask ourselves. Once again, that survival thinking needs to leave. We need to get rid of it. Now, let's look into other communities. How do they show love? How do they show love to each other? They show love by making sure that people have equal opportunity. They show love by creating jobs. They show love by standing up for each other. They show love by promoting themselves in a positive light. They show love by resolving disputes reasonably and not using depending on financial judgment, or the judging by economic disparity, once again, financial, or judging each other wrongly. They put each other. So communities that really develop faster are communities that are able to bridge the psychological gap in their community. If they are able to show each other that, hey, we have to reason together alike. We have to reason alike. We have to know how to love each other, and love is also a process. If they are able to achieve that aim, then those are the communities that we've seen so far that they have developed. If they cannot stand together to push one idea and say, hey, this is how we have to show each other the love and support, there is no way we can achieve development. There is no way. So you and I need to work on this. You and I need to work on ourselves. The mindset is important. As Black people, we need to love ourselves first, know how to reason properly without not depending on emotional judgment You have to depend on logical judgments. What I'm doing, am I a best reflection of my community? Am I whatever I'm doing right now, am I living best? Or I'm just living because I just want to survive? That is how first we can achieve development. Development start from healing. A lot of us are damaged, and we can definitely point at the reason we are damaged. That yes, of course, our ancestors went through similar struggles, that they've passed down these traits of surviving to us. That's why we are often not living wherever we go. We are just trying to survive. And that survival thinking can never ever create any lasting development. That is why you and I need to start reasoning properly. We need to reason about our life. How best can we live? How best can we love each other? How best can we create an equal platform where it doesn't only benefit us that are seeking the development, but benefits everybody else? That is where true love is. That is where true development will come. When we as Black people, uh, when we as Black people do not fully heal, there is no reason we can achieve development. That is the reason. I. That is the main reason for this video. We do need to know how to reason and love each other. We do need to learn how to make a reasonable decision and not depending on emotional decision, thinking that we are going to lose it all if we do not just rush and think about ourselves, rush to get things for ourselves only, and forget about the bigger aim that there are a lot of people around us that also want the same thing. So why, how do we need to achieve those our aim is to sit down and say, how do we make sure that all of us have it and not just one person? That's how development will come. Our development is dependent on our ability to reason properly, treat each other well, equally, and respectfully, and be able to see the bigger picture and not only us. Thank you once again for this. Thank you once again for being here. Thank you once again for liking the video. Thank you once again for following our Facebook TV. Make sure you keep supporting what I do, you know, and together, I believe you and I can also build this massive platform one day to become, the best ever platform. Whatever happens, we are still going to keep sharing our knowledge, our, ideas about development, and therefore keep up with the good work, supporting our Fiscal TV. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye. See you in the next video.